Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 365 Live. My name is Dina, and I'll be your host for tonight's live session. 365 Live is a platform where we educate the public on cancer and encourage a cancer prevention lifestyle. Whenever you see this logo, you'll know that 365 Cancer Prevention Society is currently having a live broadcast. Tonight's talk on hyperbaric oxygen for wellness and cancer support is specially brought to you by 365 Cancer Prevention Society and our esteemed partner, Dr. Josh Lim, founder of O2 Genes, a wellness provider of hyperbaric oxygen therapy in Singapore for health and wellness. 365 Cancer Prevention Society has been committed to serving the community through holistic cancer prevention measures since 2003. This is accomplished through health and nutrition education, promotion of healthy lifestyle, and our 365 rhythmic stretching exercise. We also provide practical and emotional support and care for our clients and their family members in their battle against cancer through our residential and hospital visitation, counseling services, nutrition consultation, and wellness services. So please like, share, and comment on all of our social media pages for the latest updates on our events and activities. "365 CPS has been championing early detection. That's why we have introduced My First Screenings, a series of screening campaigns that empowers individuals to proactively take steps towards early detection and a healthier future. Unfortunately, not everyone has access to these essential screenings due to financial constraints. Help us bridge this gap. Right now, we are facing a critical shortage of funds. If you are keen to support these initiatives and fund screenings, feel free to take out your phones and scan the QR code to donate. We will keep this slide on for a few moments so that you have some time to do so. Please donate generously, as your donation will go a long way in helping a child, parent, or caregiver around you receive the treatment and support they need. I'd like to take this time to remind you that all information shared at this event by the speaker and 365 CPS are general information only and subject to changes. Do consult your doctor for personalized and detailed medical advice. Without further ado, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce tonight's speaker, Dr. Josh Lim, founder of O2 Genes, a wellness provider of hyperbaric oxygen therapy in Singapore for health and wellness. Dr. Josh is accredited as a Singapore hyperbaric and underwater medicine practitioner by the Singapore General Hospital and Singapore Navy. He attends the International Hyperbarics Association conference annually to keep himself updated with the latest advancements in the field and conducts his research on hyperbaric oxygen treatment and its benefits on health and wellness. Dr. Josh will be sharing on the topic of hyperbaric oxygen for wellness and cancer support tonight. Hi, Dr. Josh. Thank you very much for joining us tonight to share your experience with everyone here. Hyperbaric oxygen is commonly known to be used in sports recovery and in the beauty industry. But how can this technology also be used for cancer support? To our audience tonight, if you have any questions during or after the talk, please feel free to post them in the chat. We will address your questions during the Q&A session. Let me hand over the time now to Dr. Josh. Dr. Josh, please.
Thank you, Benna. Um, Very thankful for this opportunity to share about how hyperbaric oxygen can be used for many of my clients who use it for wellness use, and this time, how some of my clients also use it for cancer support. Like the first slide that 365 shared, this journey should not be taken alone, right? We have a whole big community over here. We are here to support you through the journey and get well together. Okay, so let me share more about how hyperbaric oxygen. I think some of you might be the first time hearing hyperbaric oxygen, wondering why we already have 21% in our atmosphere. Why do we need more? And maybe would what's the difference if I were to take more, and how can that even help me? So I hope these basic questions, having this quick sharing, like 30-minute sharing, will help you understand more about hyperbaric oxygen and how that can support you through your journey. Okay, so this is my scope, a very short scope over here, and I think that there's only just two key takeaways today. I hope that you guys can take away. Why do we use hyperbaric oxygen, as well as how does it help? Okay, so that's me. Thank you, Benna, just now who shared about myself. I have actually started O2 since 2017, and she mentioned that I was accredited by SHUMAC, and that was with SGH and Singapore Navy. I update myself with IHA USA. That's where I meet the pioneers of hyperbaric oxygen. We have Dr. Scott Shear, as well as Dr. Jason Saunders, some of the pioneers or the key hyperbaric practitioners in US. They would share about the many on-label use of hyperbaric. There are patients that they use hyperbaric for, as well as the off-label use. So off-label meaning things that is not yet approved. Okay, so here in Singapore, we also are conducting our own research for off-label use. As I mentioned at the bottom here, we have dementia, autism, sleep, long COVID, and many more. So many of my clients actually benefit from hyperbaric oxygen at home or even at our clinics. Okay, so this is how a hyperbaric oxygen chamber does look like. Okay, many of us may actually be considering, wow, what a hyperbaric chamber should be hard, like a hard shell kind of thing. So, but why is this soft ones? And actually, if you were to follow CNA talking point, this cocoon over here is actually showcased with the host. So the biohacking host Shrey actually used this chamber, this cocoon. He was there with me, and you can check out that biohacking episode. He shared about how it helped him with his sports recovery, as well as how he slept better over that 2 weeks when he's using the hyperbaric. So that overall enhanced his health and wellness. Okay, this is a short, brief history. Just want to share this, not to bore you, but share that hyperbaric has been around for a long time. Since a long time ago, where we started drilling or going deep underwater. Okay, we went to build bridges, or we built tunnels. That's where hyperbaric chambers already come into play. So if divers were to face any accidents, they actually also have to go back down deep in the water, but this time around, of course, not in water, but in air filled or pressure filled chamber, and that's the hyperbaric chamber. So SMRT also have our deep tunnel systems, and all this were built with our team also using these hyperbaric chambers as well. Okay, so in Singapore, we have chambers in SGH and also in Novena medical private centers, and also in our Navy. Okay, so these are the 14 approved hyperbaric use. Okay, we can see here carbon monoxide poisoning. We can see decompression sickness. So these are where the divers would, if there's any injuries, this is where hyperbaric chambers will come in very useful. So there is this part here, delayed radiation injury. If any of us were to face radiation injury, then yeah, hyperbaric can be a potential use for that. There's others like problem wounds. So we do see in our SHUMAC course, we do see many non-healing diabetic wounds also get better with hyperbaric oxygen. So CRAO is also another one, which one of my Hong Kong team doctors there are considering to use hyperbaric for. Okay, so if you see, quite intimidating, these are the chambers. Single person, you may be enjoying hyperbaric oxygen in such chambers. So here in Singapore, when we do our hyperbaric oxygen for wellness use, we actually redesigned it. Okay, we made it such that it's more friendly for all of us to enjoy. Okay, it doesn't look like it's a cylindrical shape. Now you go in, it's like a tent shape. You know, our special needs kids also do enjoy such oxygen play dates inside our tent. You go inside, you have all the toys in there. They do enjoy the space better, less more enjoyable, less claustrophobic. Okay, so that's how the hyperbaric wellness use can be. Is lower in pressure. Okay, lower in pressure. Then the next question is why 1.4 atmospheres. Okay, so there is still a therapeutic dose, so there is a need for at least 1.4 atmospheres. So these are the papers you can see antimicrobial mechanisms and how this can only be achieved when it's at least 1.4 atmospheres. Okay, that being said, safety is also one thing very important. 1.4 atmospheres is like 4 meters deep in water. So imagine yourself diving underwater or swimming in a deeper pool, 4 meters deep pool. That is the kind of pressure that you will feel in your ears, and that's how you will feel like when you are in this cocoon, where now instead of water, you are in air and oxygen. That's kind of pressure, similar to taking the plane, right? You feel some pressure, and then maybe you need to swallow saliva, um, drink a sip of water, you know, that kind of thing, or do Valsalva equalization techniques to equalize the pressure. Yeah. Okay, so now with 1.4 atmospheres, now we have more oxygen, right? So during COVID, that time we tested our SpO2. Some of us, if we were not to be breathing well enough, we have our SpO2 level coming down. So that is actually bound oxygen. Okay, so how much bound oxygen is in our blood? Okay, now with pressure, we have more dissolved oxygen as well. So oxygen can also be dissolved into our bloodstream, into our blood plasma, similar to our, you know, when we drink what those canned drinks, we open and then psh, that's dissolved carbon dioxide. So if we are in a pressurized environment like the soda that we have now, we have dissolved oxygen. So when we are in that hyperbaric cocoon, we have more oxygen in our bloodstream. Not just our SpO2 will be higher, our dissolved oxygen can also be higher. Okay, so as like this, what this paper shared, there will be antimicrobial benefits. That's due to higher blood to tissue oxygen gradient. Okay, so this oxygen gradient, this alveolar oxygen partial pressure, that's at 1 atmosphere, we have this amount if it is at 100% oxygen. So at 100% oxygen in our cocoons, which can go up to 1.5, we have more partial pressure, and with that, that can provide that antimicrobial benefits. Yeah, of course, in the medical chambers, you can go higher, and of course, that can give you other benefits. And of course, higher pressure can have other benefits, but lower pressure will have its other forms of benefits as well. Okay, and being a lower pressure, the safety is also enhanced. So there's a balance in that. Okay, so these are the many wellness use. There is many of my clients use it for better sleep. Many of us are not sleeping well. I think this is one thing very important. Too stress, too many things that is in our head, and the most dangerous thing that we have now is always in our hands, right? Our phone is always here, and that is disrupting many of our sleep. So try to take that away from you. Although now is 9 p.m. coming, and we are still watching this live stream. After 9 p.m., try to take away all the blue light that will enhance your sleep. Okay, and having better sleep will then help our body be better. Whether we are undergoing cancer treatment or not, this everybody can benefit from. Okay, so cut ourselves out from all the connections that we have, then we can really love ourselves and sleep better. Okay, there's reverse aging beauty benefits. You can see some clinics out there doing hyperbaric as well. Sports recovery, as I shared for CNA, many use that. You recover better because with oxygen, the lactic acid can be dissipated faster also. Okay, so it's an immune booster. This one thing I will share later why our body is stronger with oxygen and hence is better immunity in that sense. Okay, many other benefits I can't complete in 30 minutes today. Okay, but here are some of our testimonies from our clients. There are videos on our website as also on our Instagram. You can see how people use it for beauty, for sleep, special needs kids, traumatic brain injury. My client who have a throbbing headache all the time, now with Hyperbaric helped him so much. Okay, so how does it work? Going into the cocoon, have a higher pressure, you breathe more oxygen. And that's where you get hyperoxygenation. Okay, so more oxygen now, then the body will now be saturated. You get these nutrients to areas of the body that needs it most. Okay, so previously maybe we couldn't get so deep. The the nutrients cannot be delivered to the areas that it requires to. So hence it becomes lack of nutrients. Now in a hyperbaric environment, you get more oxygen. The oxygen gradient is higher, then that's where you deliver deeper. Okay, and the next thing, angiogenesis, a very big word here, is effectively creating new blood vessels, okay, the small capillaries to deliver to deeper areas, and that helps us to get nutrients to deeper areas lah. Okay, so you get more oxygen, you go deeper. Now the next thing is mitochondrial performance. More oxygen going deeper now, our cells can generate more energy. Okay, these cells are called the mitochondria. They produce ATP. ATP is the energy that is required for our body to rest, okay, and also recover faster. Okay, now we have more oxygen, we can get to deeper areas, plus we get more energy. With these three things, these three ingredients, then we can actually activate our stem cells or our body can now fight better. Now you can recognize that, hey, this area previously we cannot get to needs our help. And that's where the body naturally will fight in that sense. Okay, then this process goes in a circle, in a cycle. We have hyperoxygenation, better blood flow, more energy, then we have our immunity. Okay, so that goes round and round and that helps us. Okay, whether is it high pressure or low pressure, we can actually compensate with time. Okay, this is a OPM model by Dr. Jason Saunders. He shared that we can spend more time in the cocoon. Of course, if the therapeutic dose is 2 atmospheres, then we can't actually just spend more time inside. But if the therapeutic dose is don't need to be that high, then yes, we can compensate with time. Okay, so these are many of the research done for mild hyperbaric. You can see autism, cerebral palsy, erectile dysfunction for fertility, even healthy aging. Okay, so in these directions here. So some is in cancer as well. Um, yeah, so this is the key here. What's the relationship between oxygen and cancer? Okay, many of us would know that cells become cancerous when it's hypoxic. Okay, so of course, then again, living cells are also stronger when we have more oxygen. It's stronger in a sense that in an aerobic environment or an oxygenated environment, our cells can generate more energy. And from there, then we are stronger in that sense. Okay, so if we can do that before a radiation therapy, and we have hyperbaric first, that can actually strengthen our cells and also weaken the cells that we are targeting. So having that in concurrent may actually be more beneficial, having synergistic effects for that. Okay, so that being said, I think we have to still talk to our doctors and see if it is a good um, something that they can put together and doesn't contraindicate with what they're trying to do also. So it's always good for you to share with your doctors and ask them, if some things we can do, because it's still an alternative treatment, something that is not mainstream. It is really whether we are doing and helping ourselves get the best and making it better in that sense. Okay, so there are many studies. This review paper will share on many of the different cancers. Cancers, there's so many of them. Can just one thing, oxygen, help with everything? Okay, no, there's no miracle cure in this world. There's no one time do and everything will be better. Okay, I have clients who come and ask me, say, Josh, if I take oxygen, can I slim down? Then I say, technically, mathematically, practically, maybe, but you still have to combine it with exercise and diet. So there's no one thing that will give you everything. So really, our lifestyle change is very important. Hey, those who are smoking, please stop smoking. Yeah, this kind of things. Lifestyle changes will help us be a better person altogether. Okay, so other things like how hyperbaric can help with prostate cancer, healthy aging, and other portions there. So there will be papers involving hyperbaric oxygen and cancer if you were to read further. So ask your experts, your doctors, and if they know anything about this, and see if we can synergistically be better with oxygen. Okay, so sharing more, this is actually the oxygen gradient that we are talking about. Before hyperbaric, you can see that maybe our cells are inside, if we just see the number as a oxygen gradient, you'll see 5, and outside is 55. So when we are going through hyperbaric at 2 and 4 atmospheres, it's actually from 55, it inside becomes 50. So that's where it becomes oxygenated. So when you're inside the hyperbaric environment, it's already oxygenated. Okay, but when we come out, effectively there goes the oxygen gradient, right? That's partly true. So before there is 5, after 10 hyperbaric, then it is already at 5 to 15. So that new normal is there. So instead of 5, now it's 515. So the new normal, and you see the amount of blood vessels that is around the cells, or how we can deliver deeper in that sense, grows. So with more hyperbaric done, you see 525, and with 24 hyperbaric done, you see 2040. So in that sense, this shows that after some hyperbaric sessions, this particular cell that we are targeting is actually more oxygenated. Okay, and if I relate that to wounds, in SGH, if you were to do wounds, we would have a TPPO2, this sensor there. So we will sense that this part of the wound, whether would it be more oxygenated. If it will be, then we can sensibly tell the patient that, maybe this will heal. If not, then maybe not. Okay, something like that. So at least we have something that we can measure. Then from there, we will know whether will it be beneficial. It's similar to many of the treatments out there. We need to balance. We need to balance the cost, balance the time, okay, balance the whole commitment with the amount of benefits that we can get. So if that cost is lower than the benefits that we can get, then yeah, then it's worth a try, something like that. Okay, so some testimonies here. One of our clients here, we actually helped him with cocoon at his home. He actually has stage 4 salivary gland cancer, and from there, he said that it helps him with his fatigue. He's going through chemo and radiation, so he's using this at home to help him like daily rest in there, and he says that he sleeps better, less, more energy, less weakness, and it's very good for him, less side effects for him too. Okay, so we have other users for ENT, ear, nose, and throat users, and also for breast cancer. This client said notice improvement in sleep and also better inflammatory markers. Okay, so that helped her very much. Okay, so this was the TBI client that I mentioned. Chronic headache, has been having this headache all the way because of his like spotty when he's young, then hit his head, then yeah, always have this headache. Then finally he used hyperbaric and he helped him very much. Okay, so insomnia also for sleep. Okay, fatigue energy level again. This is COVID brain fog. So that helps with our cognitive ability as well, where we can get the oxygen to the areas of the brain, and then of course then we will be more alert in that sense and perform better. Okay, so all these testimonies you can find on our Instagram or our website as well. Okay, so some people may not be suitable to use hyperbaric. So if you look at this whole list of contraindications, maybe you can think about that. If you are fit to dive, you can go for diving, or you can fly, then maybe you should be able to do it. But that being said, of course, better to seek your doctor's approvals before we even go for hyperbaric session. Okay, even at the low pressure ones, it's good to at least understand whether do we have some things that do not allow us to use it. Okay, so some of my clients who have very bad sinus, then maybe not as suitable to use hyperbaric also, because if you cannot equalize your ears, then it's not comfortable for you. A hyperbaric environment should be comfortable. Okay, if any point of time you feel pain or anything, no, then stop doing that particular thing. If it helps you, keep doing. If it doesn't help you, please stop. Okay, some of the medications here you can see is maybe some familiar to some of us here as well. So if you're taking that, check with your doctors. Then it's a contraindication, then don't do it. Okay. Yeah, so these are some of our doctors here. We have in Indonesia, we have in Hong Kong, and also in Singapore, we have Clifford, Dr. Gerard, who is in Raffles Place. Okay. Oh, sorry, just now I backed. Okay, and these are the US, Israelis, and the US doctors here. I met them in IHA, and it's nice to see all the different practitioners and how they have their own specialty, even though everything is in hyperbaric. Okay, and you can see just now I shared about the CNA episode. This is C Today episode, and some of our other media accolades. Okay, so yeah, so that marks the end of my sharing. I hope that you guys learn the two things I mentioned. Why does it work, right? So I share about that four things, right? We get more oxygen, then we have better blood flow. Then after better blood flow, we will have more energy, right? Our cells can generate the energy, and then our body are now stronger. We get more, being our immunity is boosted, and that's where we can fight what is negative in our body, like get rid of it naturally by our own body's immunity. Okay, so I hope that in that sense we know why does it work, and how. Now the next thing is how, right? How does hyperbaric cocoon? So I mentioned about the pressure, I mentioned about the oxygen, and also you can enjoy it um, in the different areas. And of course, check with your doctors. Then yeah, in that sense, I hope you get these two takeaways. And if you have any questions, yeah, please put in the comments. I will see if there's any questions. Chance. Maybe I let Banner help me.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Dr. Josh, for your comprehensive and informative sharing. It was interesting to see how increasing oxygen delivery to the body can weaken cancerous cells and strengthen living cells. I hope that everyone has also learned more about hyperbaric oxygen and cancer support. If anyone has any questions, feel free to share in the chat as Dr. Josh shared earlier, and then we will address them shortly. And so now let's see what questions have come in so far. I guess everyone's quite interested. Chance and Mr. Chu also are interested in the cost per session. So I guess there might be different packages based on where you do the sessions at and how many sessions you are going for. So I guess most of the information can be found either on Dr. Josh's website. Or no, not there.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, let me share more about this. Yes, you can find them on our websites, and of course, you go to our partner stores, you will find the cost. There are packages involved, and maybe I just share that in hyperbaric, how we the medical professionals would do this hyperbaric, and are also very selective of how or whether you can use the hyperbaric oxygen therapy in SGH or not. Okay, so even though let's say we have something and the indications it says that okay, maybe you can use hyperbaric, but as I mentioned earlier, there is cost involved, there's time involved. So the first thing is not just whether can we afford it. The next thing is whether can we commit to it. Because if we do it halfway, then might as well don't do, and you waste a lot of time, all of our time and all of your money accordingly as well. So it's very important that we commit to it and we go through it. And hyperbaric is very important that we do at least 20 to 60, and this number of sessions is not like today I happy I do, tomorrow I don't feel well, I don't want to do that kind of thing. Is okay, maybe don't feel well is due to unable to equalize and all, then we have to stop. Then yeah, maybe in that sense lah. But if it's not like up to you whether you want to do or not, there is a protocol that we have to stick to, like 5 days a week for 12 weeks. That makes it 60 sessions, that kind of thing. And so if you were to go down for one session and try just to enjoy it and see how you feel, um the long-term benefits you may not face, you may not get it also. So you may just get short-term benefits like better sleep, you get some energy. I have this client who came to me and do one session, and then he said, "Wow, I can go shopping that entire day the next day." On that day, so I walk faster shopping also. So in that sense, so immediate benefits is maybe more energy. Some clients actually do feel sleepy immediately during the cocoon, and also that night they slept better. So short-term benefits, yes, but if you are looking for long-term benefits, there is still that lifestyle um, change that we need to do. So cost-wise per session, you can check with the clinics, and in that sense, packages will be slightly lower. So yeah,
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, many people have also been asking, oh, can I use it at home? Do I buy or rent the cocoon? And is it available at SGH or National Cancer Center? So I guess in summary, before anybody considers going for this therapy, please consult a doctor or reach out to Dr. Josh's team just to understand whether you are suitable for this treatment in the first place and whether you can commit for all the sessions to get a more significant benefit. Am I right?
yes, I can share more. Some of our clients are just like yourself. These questions are very clear. You know, do we really have to buy one? Okay, and if I don't have the space, then can I just go to a clinic or center to enjoy? Yes, so you can go to a center to enjoy like single sessions, or if you really can commit to, then good. You know, travel back and forth every day. If, otherwise, find a space at home. You can rent it also. So having that at home, then you can actually do your sessions like 5 days a week will be easier. You know, today like my schedule allows me to do it every day at 9 after my dinner, then good, then you do it from 9 to 10, then after at 10 o'clock come out, go back to sleep. That will be something that you can benefit. Some of my clients also, the 5 a.m. club kind of clients, they wake up at 5, you know, then they wake up at 5, they go into the cocoon, then go inside already, the sleep rest inside for the hour, or meditate inside, do deep breathing exercises. That day will be a very powerful day ahead. Yeah, so many different ways for you to enjoy that.
Mm. Thanks, Dr. Josh. So Susie also asked, maybe more busy individuals and clients, they might want to request for a higher pressure than 1.4 to reduce the session, right? Because you showed that mathematical formula. So like how high can the pressure go and how short can it be?
Yes. Yeah, I received this question so much. I have because in Clifford Clinic, right, in Raffles Place, our clients don't have time. They only have their lunch time, and if they spend an hour inside our cocoon, then they don't have time to eat. You know, so they ask me, can I speed up, shorten that time? You know, but the thing is, some things take time. Hey, I have clients who come to me and say, I really don't have time. I say, you have to find the time. Okay, even having a child takes 9 months. You cannot speed up that child time. Okay, it takes time for our body to rest. We cannot say that, maybe we just sleep 6 hours, and we sleep faster. You take that 6 hours to rest, you take that 8 hours to sleep, and really rest the mind. That helps. Okay, but yes, the higher pressure we can go up to is 1.5 atmosphere. So being a soft cocoon, the soft shell ones, there is a limit to how high the pressure can go to. We routinely test our cocoon to 1.6 atmosphere, like 0.1 atmosphere higher. So we test it to that, then we operate at the limit that we set it to at 1.5 or 1.4 accordingly. So that ensures safety for our cocoons if it were to go a little bit higher in pressure. So that has some safety. But if you do at 1.5 and then you want to shorten the time, yeah, go ahead. But if you can do at 1.5, just stick to that 60 minutes. Okay, so just enjoy that 60 minutes. Okay, just shortening it by 10 minutes or so may not make much of a difference. But if you really don't have time, then yeah, that will be something that you can consider.
Thanks, Dr. Josh. Okay, Lily has a question. So if you have the cocoon at home, can we share it with another person? So like maybe I do it first, and later on my mother come and use, then my father come and use. Is it okay to do that
Right.
if they are all
If all
indicated?
is suitable to use it, yes. Okay,
Okay.
so that is very important. And that's where when we have it at home, more people can enjoy it. But we are also very wary that, maybe today I have it at home, tomorrow my friend come, hey, what is this new gadget I want to try? And then this friend end up not being suitable to use it or didn't know whether can you use it or not. Then yeah, so it's very important that the user having it at home to know who should be using and who should not be using, and of course know the safety. And in this part here, we take that very seriously. Okay, we have safety videos done, we have these contraindication list done that we have to acknowledge too. We have the training done for the user, so if one person is the user, then this person is trained to do it, then best is the rest to not touch the cocoon kind of thing. So that's where we can at least have some safeguards to not have everybody using it. But of course, having the cocoon at home, if everybody is safe to use, everybody is well and would like to enjoy the benefits of the cocoon, they know how to equalize their ears. That's most important. They feel comfortable inside the cocoon, do not feel any pain in the ears, and they just enjoy deep breathing when they're inside the cocoon. Then yeah, go ahead and use it. That helps to make it more valuable. Everybody enjoy better sleep. Everybody is happier. So, right.
Nice. Thanks, Dr. Josh, for explaining. So I have one question. So how is it similar to like in the cocoon? Is it similar to like breathing oxygen from those like oxygen devices?
Concentrators.
Yeah. Is
Right.
it the same as doing that?
Yes. So I shared in my slides earlier that the key is pressure, 1.4 atmosphere. Okay, that's the therapeutic dose, or that's where the pressure gradient comes in. Because if we were to breathe from the oxygen concentrator, effectively we get our bound oxygen up. So if we are currently breathing in, we test our SpO2 is 92. Okay, you will feel breathless. Okay, then that point there, maybe you take that oxygen concentrator, you can get your SpO2 up to 96 or 98% or 99, even 100%, let's say. But you will never get the dissolved oxygen up. So having inside the hyperbaric cocoon, that's where the dissolved oxygen comes in, and that's where the benefits of hyperbaric oxygen can have. The angiogenesis and all can come in because you are in the hyperbaric environment, you are hyper oxygenated. Yeah, so that's the main difference as compared to breathing from just a oxygen concentrator.
Mm. Thanks for explaining. So just curious, have you tried it before? Like how does it feel to be inside an oxygen chamber? Like
Yes, of course. I have it myself at home, and I use it every other day. Okay, so I always do it like at the start lah when I first have it. Like let's say I do in every year I would do a 1 month thing. So every day I will do. It's like front loading kind of thing. I'll load for that month. Then I can do every other day, if not every week once, kind of thing. I can like have a maintenance kind of thing. Then like January I do right, July I will do another 1 month,
mm,
like really every day. Then I can maintain again, something like that. So that's how I enjoy that. And inside my cocoon is I have different things. So I have my massager there, I have my tablet in there, I can watch movies. And when I'm inside, I really just enjoy surround sound. Nobody can come and disturb me. You want to call me, you want to talk to me, you have to knock on the side, and I cannot hear you, I cannot hear you. I can hear you lah, but I purposely like okay, I cannot hear you. I want to do my own things. So it really is me time for myself inside the cocoon. And I can do facial mask. I enjoy a moisturizing face mask. I can do what I want inside, like giving some time for myself. Yeah, take myself
mm.
away from everything else and just love myself there. Yeah.
Thanks. I
So
mean,
that's how
I
I use
didn't know you can like bring devices in and and also like watch drama and stuff, right? So
yeah.
technically, it's not really like just lying there and not doing anything. Like you can actually just spend some me time and yeah, rest, like really rest.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's where you can do what you really love, lor. Yeah. Some
Mm,
many of my lady clients do spend the time doing their night regime lah, do their face
mm.
mask. Yeah, some actually followed me to do the LED light thing. You do red
Ah,
light, you do different light. They actually help with the thing also. Yeah, I see Cassandra. There's a
mm,
question here. Is it a proven science? What can, what's
What
that word?
data do you have?
What data do we have? Okay, so in this
Mm,
sense here, we have many papers. I think maybe Cassandra joined us a little bit late.
mm,
I have shared in the slides over there that so many different users for hyperbaric, whether is it high pressure. There are more papers done on high pressure ones, and the low pressure ones, we are always trying to get more data. Even with the papers out there, we have seen them in healthy longevity. We have seen them in beauty, like photo aging. We have also seen them in sports recovery, in those directions there. Okay, but is this considered a proven science? Hey, science is like that. You have enough data, then maybe it will become approved. Okay, but this enough data is always rebutted on, or always there are people who like challenge it in that sense. So that's where science is, where we are always researching, we are always finding whether does this help. So I give a quick sharing about this. If I'm doing a research right now and I have 100 people, it helped 50 people, it didn't help 50 people, then how do I conclude this? Do I conclude this as it is helpful because 50 people benefited from it? Or do I conclude that no, it's not not beneficial because I don't know whether is it helpful because 50 help, 50 don't help. So actually, yeah, doesn't help. You know, and the next thing is, if how I conclude determines how hyperbaric is, then we have to find out, really have to do our test. Why it helped these 50 people? And why does it help these 50 people? Why does it not help these 50? Sorry. Yeah. So Professor Shai did in the Israeli doctor, right? He shared that sample size is n equals to 1. In that sense that if it helps you, good for you. If it doesn't help you, then don't do it. But in that sense, we need to measure. So this is the data that you are looking for also. I think in that sense, we should all measure whenever we do hyperbaric. So like, or at least that's how O2Gs is doing. For my clients who do sleep, I suggest to them to all have an aura ring, or at least a smart ring or something like that, that you can measure your sleep. Then at least you know yourself, okay, today I'm sleeping 6 hours and I have how much light sleep, how much deep sleep. Then you measure over a month first. Then after that, when you do hyperbaric together with it, then you measure again. You continue to measure and you see, oh, so now with hyperbaric I have more deep sleep. Or because of that, then my sleep is better. Here I have this client who has sleep apnea. His awakenings dropped. His light sleep become more because he's less awake now. Always like usually sleep apnea you wake up quite a bit at night. So in that sense, he's lesser awakenings, more deep sleep, but he's more light sleep. Then the deep sleep and REM sleep didn't change much, but that already helped him with better sleep already, and he's already reporting to me, say that Josh, I sleep so much better now. I felt that I slept. At least he said. Yeah. So these are some of the data lah. I think in that sense that we measure what we want to measure. If you are already seeing a doctor, at least you are already measuring your CRP values or sorts in that sense. So these are the data that you can try to uh, discuss with your doctors to at least know whether is this other intervention that you're doing, is it helping you? If it's not, then stop loss. Uh, Stop doing what you're doing, or something like that. If it does help you, then yeah, keep doing what you're doing in that sense.
Thanks, Dr. Josh. So, Cassandra, and also everyone who joined in slightly later in the session, this entire session is actually recorded and it will be posted on Facebook after this session. So, if you want, you can go and revisit the recording and pause where Dr. Josh shared some of the papers, and then you can Google all the titles and read for yourself and see if those data appeal to you, and you can use that to discuss with your doctors too. So I see a question from Alban. So how does hyperbaric oxygen work for cancer? So
Uh, yeah, I
mm.
think this entire slide is about that.
Yes, there was a
Maybe
slide. Yes.
Alban, maybe can revisit the
Mm.
the sharing, but effectively hyperbaric oxygen, I think if I were to talk about it, that will be where we oxygenate ourselves. We don't allow a portion of the body being hypoxic. That's where we hyper oxygenate. Yeah, so if the part of the body does not become hypoxic, at least then we can maybe prevent. Or yeah, I think cancer is just very big lah, but at least cells that become cancerous are hypoxic.
Mm. And I guess Dr. Josh shared a case study of a patient who underwent a cancer patient who underwent hyperbaric therapy, the one with salivary gland cancer. So when was the hyperbaric treatment done? Like after the own taking the drugs or before taking the drugs or like regularly?
Yeah. What I heard from the client is that he is going through his second cycle.
Mm,
So in that sense, when he went through his first cycle, he felt that wow, don't have the energy. The side effects were not like he felt it lah. Then when during his second cycle, he integrated hyperbaric. He of course consulted the doctor, and doctor say, yeah, you try what you can lor. If you're keen to give it a try, he's not stopping you. Then he tried lah. Then when he used that, he felt that he has more energy this time round. I mean, it could be dosage of the things, but I don't know in concrete numbers. But he told me lot that he slept better. He in his case there he have lower side effects that he felt lah. So it was better overall. Yeah.
nice, thank you. And is there any other questions from the audience tonight? Give everyone a few more moments. If not, then thank you, Dr. Josh, for
Right.
your insightful talk today and for sharing more about this interesting topic. And
Maybe I
sorry,
add
yes.
something. Just
Mm,
now Chu Wing, I think Mr. Chu did mention, is it available in SGH? Yes, it's in SGH. The National Cancer Center, I don't think so, because it is not yet an indication. So hyperbaric is not used for cancer in that sense. So there is a multidisciplinary in that sense. So your oncologist and all have to talk to SGH, and whether they allow you to use for this use is another thing. So unless it's a delayed radiation injury, then yeah, maybe the SGH doctors or the hyperbaric practitioners may allow the use of it. But from my understanding is our hyperbaric centers have the will follow the indications strictly lah.
mm. And I guess because this is might be a new technology to everyone, so everyone has like many questions or is still like processing the information that was shared today. So don't worry, for those who would like to learn more about this therapy, Dr. Josh will also be presenting at our Love Lunch session on the 22nd June, 9:30 a.m. at our Clementi Social Service Center. So more details of this session can be found on our Facebook page nearer to the event. So if you have any questions, you can also meet Dr. Josh and ask him the questions directly on 22nd June. So
Yeah.
thank you everyone for your questions, and thank you, Dr. Josh, again for your sharing and answering all the questions from everyone here tonight. I wish you a wonderful Saturday evening and Sunday ahead. So it's now time for Dr. Josh to take his leave. So once again, thank you for your
Thank you
time.
everybody for listening, and yeah, have a good weekend.
Okay, so before we close tonight's session, we would love to get some feedback from you. So thank you for being here tonight and for participating. We want your feedback because we want to know what we can do differently, what could be done better, and what other topics you would like to learn more about so that we can run these events better for you. So at this point, we will appreciate if you could take a moment to complete the feedback form for tonight's session. So kindly scan the QR code on the screen with your mobile device or click on the URL link in the comment section to give us your feedback. So our next 365 Live will be on the topic of common cancers in young women. It will be on 11th May, same time, same place here on our Facebook platform. 365 CPS has been championing early detection. That's why we have introduced My First Screenings, a series of screening campaigns that empowers individuals to proactively take steps towards early detection and a healthier future. Unfortunately, not everyone has access to these essential screenings due to financial constraints. Please help us bridge this gap. Right now, we are facing a critical shortage of funds. If you're keen to support these initiatives and fund screenings, feel free to take out your phones and scan the QR code to donate. We will give you a few moments to do so. Please donate generously as your donation will go a long way in helping a child, parent, or caregiver around you receive the treatment and support they need. Do like and share our social media pages for the latest updates on our events, such as this 365 live session. Once again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope to see you all in the next event. Take care, stay safe, and good night.